Bonsoir, bonsoir. Oh, bonjour, je sais même plus de quel jour. Ah, ça, c'est du café. Non. Ah, ça, c'est le mode essai que j'ai eu. Attendez. Au lieu de mettre en nouvelle partie, il met machin. Attendez, attendez. Attends, 15 secondes. Oui, ta gueule. Voilà. Histoire. Insertion. Voilà.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of
Je
the
devrais
frontier,
raconter un
owned
soutien.
and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
2300 watts, ah bah, je serais mort depuis longtemps. Ah, il a pas où je suis pas. Ah, c'est une petite découverte d'une heure avant de retourner sur Star Wars.
Just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
Oh, attendez.
At least you don't have rickets, yet.
Alors.
A pugilist! How exciting! You could have been a goalie for a tossball team. A physician. Not many of you left.
J'aime bien comme ça. Lave bien ta voiture, Steven. Ouh, ah, quelqu'un a oublié son balai. Ah, comme ça, j'aime bien. Bonjour, bonjour, Fufu. Bonjour, bonjour, Dirt. Alors, je fais une petite découverte d'une heure sur ce jeu parce qu'il est arrivé hier dans le Ps5 Premium. C'est édition complète. Mm, mm, mm.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
Please power down your engines and prepare to be...
Not likely, bootlickers.
Après, on retourne sur Star Wars. Et pour ça, je vous fais une petite découverte de ça.
Initiate skip jump.
Je vais montrer les sous-titres après.
Shit. Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? A bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space. To complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other
Alors, quand tu te commandes, a été créé pour Star Wars. On a la suite tout à l'heure.
Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
Allez. Alors pourquoi je fais le premier? Parce que ça c'est le premier, il y a le 2 qui a été annoncé.
Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne.
C'est un peu un petit clin d'œil à un Borderlands ce jeu-là, je trouve.
He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger.
Je vais commencer à préparer les jeux que j'ai achetés pendant le Black Friday, pendant les fêtes de Noël, pendant les soldes. Je vais vous montrer certains que j'ai pris.
I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Alors pour l'instant, j'ai pas accès aux paramètres. Dès que j'ai accès aux paramètres, je vais remonter un petit peu tout ça. Je vais faire les réglages. Bah, franchement, il est beau. Hein. Pourquoi tu me parles en anglais? Attends, il y a un problème là. Champ gamer, audio, 60%. Je vais demander un peu. Voilà, 65, français. Bah oui, j'ai mis les sous-titres.
Oh well, no sense in letting
Ah,
your
voilà.
ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty
Il est
way
beau.
to
Hein.
go.
Absolument, il est beau. Hein. Ah, il est beau quand même. Hein. Et on peut sauvegarder ou pas? Voilà. Bonjour Baron, bonjour. Alors, je fais une petite découverte du nouveau jeu Ps5 Premium là, pendant 1 heure, avant de retourner sur Star Wars. Alors, appuie sur pour commande. Parce qu'on est vraiment sur Borderlands, quoi. Hein? Bonjour tout le monde. Voilà. Alors, lorsque vous déplacez, ok. C'est quoi ça? Attention, il y a 2 versions. Il y a la version normale où il n'y a pas les extensions.
You see now, you've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Et Et t'as la version ultime. La version ultime que j'ai là.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings.
Alors, un côté derrière, je fais chose, la loi s'applique. Médecine, ne bougez pas, je vais vous aider.
Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one.
Hmm.
Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help.
Par contre, ils ont des têtes de chelou, les mecs. Si vous dérange pas, j'aimerais omettre ce petit échange de ma part.
Oh, we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Not that I deserve to be. Can't even deliver a
Ça arrive
company
à son
slogan.
bord de langue, quoi.
We were out on patrol. I saw a
Avec petit
marauder
clin d'œil à
camp in
Fallout
the
aussi.
hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked
On peut
off
pas
the exit
agrandir
with
le
those
sous-titre.
canisters.
Faut que je regarde ça. Je suis sorti un peu traîné jusqu'ici, bloquer cette sortie avec quels sont ces maraudeurs. Vous êtes ici, vous cachez dans une grotte pour bloquer la sortie aussi.
Spacer's Choice policy clearly stipulates that dead and as good as dead are two completely different properties of matter. Unless I'm dead, I'm contractually obligated to attend to my post. I will report that illegally grounded spacecraft if it is the last thing I do. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
Ah, Ps5.
Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the
Oh, un
rest.
sabre. On va
Spacer's
faire du
Choice.
sushi.
Yes, nailed it that time. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna. The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
T'as pas remarqué que j'ai laissé la barbe grandir?
Damage my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
Alors, votre annulation après une hibernation prolongée, appuyez sur la touche dilatation totale TDD pour ralentir votre rendement et vous donner le temps de réfléchir et d'agir. Dire limité. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Voilà. Ah ouais. Quoi? Le mec il s'est abaissé là. Attends, je vais voir si l'infiltration marche mieux que Ubisoft. Bah, il est où? Mais il est sérieux? Il était en train de faire quoi? Lui, il est en train de jouer à 2-3 soleils ou quoi, là? Hein?
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed! Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some. Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation, you know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution.
Putain, ouais, j'ai un peu mon perso, là.
Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
Regarde la tête de mon perso qu'elle fait.
This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne.
Ah, j'ai fait
Do
n'importe
you
quoi.
understand? I understand. You are speaking metaphorically. You wandered outside this ship and experienced a permanent, life-changing encounter. The old you is dead. Welcome back, Captain Hawthorne. I extend felicitations and congratulations on your life-changing experience. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. The settlement of Edgewater is located nearby. I recommend speaking to the administrator of Edgewater and requesting assistance. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Alors, ok, niveau affichage. Ah, mais reste, oh putain, ça va être le bordel. Ça va être le bordel pour faire tout ça. Alors, alors, tiens, on l'a déjà. Énergie. Voilà. Ah, c'est mon perso, ça? J'avais pas vu ce que. D'accord, ça c'est la petite planète à faire. Ok. Alors, gestion des armes. On va regarder ça. Ok. Là, j'ai 110 et là, c'est la même chose. Le journal.
If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, I suppose everything on the Unreliable belongs to you now, Captain. Help yourself. No, really.
Alors, établir. Oh, à pouvoir modifier les armes ici. Alors, tata, améliorer, modification. Tata. Ok. Alors, ouais. Attends, bricolage. Réparer. Oh, on peut réparer. Non. Ah oui, j'ai encore des points ici. D'accord. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Voilà, j'ai ramassé un petit cœur. Ok, mais comment on utilise les armes? Et comment on fait? Comment on fait pour changer les armes? Ouais, tu peux pas le faire toi-même?
Want to be a brand new you? Try out our respecification machine. Alex installed it himself, right before he died. If you possess a power regulator, please insert the part into the appropriate slot, which is this one. The ship's engines cannot be powered until a replacement regulator has been properly installed.
Ok, là on a vu cet endroit. Là, par ici, il y a quoi ici?
Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown. These are the crew's quarters. Alex preferred to travel alone, but he always had me.
Et si on va faire les pizzas, tout le bordel, il n'y a pas de
These
bière.
surveillance devices allow me to monitor you constantly. Please ignore them.
CD, ok. Ah, une cuve à bière, ça. Il y a des fuites, par contre, il faudrait réparer ça.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. Yeah, fair point. I'll let it go this time. If you're looking to help us out with our marauder problem, talk to Constable Reyes over in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Il y a pas mal de jeux. Alors, je vous répète, c'est un jeu PS5 Premium qui est arrivé hier. C'est édition complète. Hein. Je connais pas du tout. Hein. Vu qu'ils ont annoncé il y a quelques temps, l'année dernière, je crois, l'année dernière, au moins 2 ans, il y a le 2. Bah, par contre, je sais pas comment on range les armes dans le bordel. Attendez, je vais regarder vite fait. Comment Alors, Bon, déjà, on va rabaisser un peu ça. Ah, voilà. Suivant. Bah, attends. Ah, bah voilà. Ah ouais. Qui veut du sushi?
You hiding?
Ah, ça, on a déjà. Ah vache. Il reste rien de l'autre. Je l'ai découpé en deux. J'ai coupé la tête à tout le bordel. Ah, il y a une barre d'endurance, là, je viens de le voir.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills.
On a
It's
du
marauder
faloute, quoi.
territory, friend. You talk too pretty for a marauder. Most of them just grunt and yell. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery.
J'ai l'impression qu'il y
None
a
of
des
us own our grave
conséquences.
sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge. 4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad. Yeah? You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, braving the wilds. Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed. Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the 1... all my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees. Former people, yeah. Marauders been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards.
Mhm.
Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna dock my pay. Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. Work's been...
Il a l'air pas mal le jeu quand même. Alors, voyez un peu ça. D'accord. Il y a vraiment un clin d'œil à Faluta. On va découvrir un peu comment. Cantina. Il y a de la bouffe là-dedans.
Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing with myself.
That's the way it goes, I suppose.
Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand in frontier justice. The office is writing up promotion. Purchase 3 criminal investigations and the 4th one's free. As long as your questions fall within the acceptable margins of curiosity. His likeness decorates many a wanted poster. Do you have any relevant information about this individual? You're correct. An outstanding bounty has been posted for information pertaining to the whereabouts of Phineas V. Wells. Unfortunately, the arrest of Mr. Wells falls outside my authority. I enforce the company policy of Spacer's Choice in the region of Emerald Vale. Wells is wanted by the board. If you have information related to the location of Phineas V. Wells, you are required to submit that information to your nearest board authority. Any information regarding outstanding bounties and wanted criminals should be directed to Mr. Udom Bedford. Mr. Bedford's office is located on the Groundbreaker. Halcyon's original colony ship, now repurposed into a space station. Mr. Udom Bedford represents the board's interest on the Groundbreaker. Something else I can do for you? As a Spacer's Choice constable, I am authorized to grant you legal authority toward apprehending wanted criminals. Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders. Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just 1 per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller.
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
We should keep our voices down.
Ah ouais. Ah bah voilà. Regardez. Tu peux voir mon perso, regarde. Voilà. Elle est comme ça. Elle est comme ça. Voilà. Quoi ça? Ça de là. Moi je rentre comme ça, je connais même pas le truc, je sais pas ce qu'il faut faire. Ah j'ai mangé tout à l'heure, j'ai encore faim. Vérifie. Tu vois. Ah, on va avoir un copain-copain. Ah, bah ça c'est pas mal ça, regardez. Ceux qui sont pas droitiers et ceux qui sont gauchers, voilà, tu peux choisir ce que tu veux. Voilà. Ah, voilà. Voilà, sprint automatique. Voilà. Oula, oula. Ah, on a trouvé les chiottes. On a trouvé les chiottes. Hein. Carole pissé, un petit coup, et hop là.
Got my sights on you.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Foreman Granger. Mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes or right away or thank you. Shit. Silas still on about that? Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm
Bah,
pretty
c'est
shocked his
normal,
weapon
pardon.
didn't misfire.
Allez, va soulever un
Spacers
peu de
Choice
muscle.
handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism. When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Oh, d'accord. Là, on a ça. D'accord, c'est ici les quêtes. D'accord. 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 Alors, si je me mets en mode... Ah, pas mal comme ça, regardez. J'ai mis la tenue que j'ai eue. Regarde. Ouais, pas mal avec l'arme et tout, ça va. Hmm. Ah, c'est là. Hmm. La 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 la, c'est du fallout,
Miss
fallout.
Holcomb, I need you to explain this with lesson. The grease monkey, Argo.
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I must say, wearing a marauder's outfit is in very poor taste. I do wish you'd show your uniform a little more respect.
Alors, je connais, non, ça va pas là.
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. The people living in the botanical labs. They're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations. Neither do I. The fault was entirely mine. I pushed them too hard. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that. Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith, for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want to...
Pas mal.
I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Alors, c'est une minière de 1. Les compagnons vous aident dans les combats, leurs compétences augmentent les vôtres. D'accord.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
Bon, on fait ça dans l'ascenseur ou on fait ça dehors?
Hey, ma'am, can we talk? Sorry. You got a minute? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing. About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright, leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to their fate. Their neighbors. Kin. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't. He used to go walking outside town. Maybe he found something that'll help. It's just an idea. That's all. Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it.
Encore 10 minutes et après on va sur Star Wars. Voilà. Voilà, ça c'est une découverte. Hein.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto, at your service.
Allez voir tout ce que j'ai prévu cette année. Alors, par contre, les jeux 2025, c'est pas pour maintenant.
Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar de Soto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions.
Ce ne sera pas les jeux 2025 cette année.
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? That seems well within your expertise.
The way we do it's by cutting off power to the others. The ones who left.
Adelaide McDevitt's encampment. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. If it were as easy as a few soothing words in the right ears, I'm sure it would have been done already. Consider it a challenge. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book. It's a handwritten journal, A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here. Any progress on that matter we discussed? Please. What would you like to discuss? I've never seen you before, and there's been no paperwork indicating a transfer. Half the time it's wrong, but a new worker without paperwork? Unheard of. Also, you lack the distinctive worker gaze. Usually either a deadening behind the eyes, or in some rare cases, a wild-eyed frenzy, like a trapped animal. Pretty universal here, except for Miss Holcomb, who, for some reason, doesn't seem to have much to say to me. Isn't that right?
It's just... there's more to it all than numbers. Sorry.
I'm simply bemoaning the level of spiritual awareness in this town. No, I am not. Though there is something to your accusation. It is wrong for me to succumb to distress. I must double my efforts to elevate my flock. These are good, hard-working people here. They who are not satisfied with their work are satisfied with nothing. No? How about, work fortifies the spirit. True exhaustion awaits idle hands. The OSI teaches that the Grand Architect set a perfect system in motion at the beginning of time. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in that grand plan. The Order of Scientific Inquiry, also known as scientism to the layperson. Mock me all you want. I know my beliefs to be true. You don't talk to the Grand Architect. Once the universe was set in motion, it stepped back. It has no concern for us. Fun? It concerns much bigger things than fun. Things like deciphering the secrets of the universe to start.
Something you need? You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. Fixing the universe is a job for somebody way better than the likes of me.
Franchement, il était beau le jeu, hein. Moi j'aime bien. On dirait un peu de Fallout avec le Borderlands dedans.
Got my sights on you.
Le jeu est pas mal. Pas de quête secrète, toi. D'accord, c'est pour aller de l'autre côté, ça. On va faire un peu le tour, hein. Un peu ce qui se passe. On peut pas aller par loin.
I've got some time. Oh, I'm an actuary. That means I keep tabs on a worker's living expenses. How much it costs to feed, clothe, shelter, bury, and replace your average human worker. Technically, I'm employed by the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources.
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
Nothing I can do about that.
This is where the magic happens. Well, science. But it still happens here.
Mais comment on fait pour trouver les personnes qui doivent les trucs, là?
When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month. I love the wind here.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance.
Bon courage, ben à toi aussi, amuse-toi bien. Te casse pas trop.
I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. The war, the coming apocalypse, man versus machine. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about. Firing at the birds. Orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance? Go on. I'm Ludwig Miller, Associate Security Officer for Transportation. Officially? Unofficially? Strictly between you and me, I am the only thing standing between Edgewater and total annihilation. I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans, mostly, some Spacer's chaw, few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid. Enlistment fees? Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the Resistance a bad name. They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back. Mechanical's got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing.
Ah, j'en ai encore. Bah voilà, on a fait la découverte. C'est pas mal. Voilà. Je vais aller préparer Star Wars. Là. Les gens, ne bougez pas, je reviens. On va aller sur Star Wars. Alors, qu'est-ce que je pense du jeu de The Order Wars machin, Space Shores édition? Bah, graphiquement, il est beau. Gameplay pas mal. Bon, ça parle beaucoup. Voilà ce que j'en pense. C'est là pas trop mal jusque-là. Mais il faut voir la suite un peu plus tard quand j'aurai fini Star Wars. Parce que pour l'instant, je suis concentré sur Star Wars. Je peux pas tout faire en même temps. Maintenant, je freine sur les jeux. Alors, pour ceux qui sont passés Dirt, Baron, Fufu, Aver, je vous remercie. À tout de suite sur Star Wars. Ne bougez pas, je reviens tout de suite. Je me dépêche, j'arrive. À tout de suite.